Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Srivastav and welcome to Code with BK. So in this video we write C++ solution code for LeetCode Problem number 27, remove element. So before we begin, it is a request to please do subscribe to my channel. So let's begin. So this is the question. Take a minute and give this a reading. Do go through these examples as well. Okay. So you are given an array, and since we solve this in C++, you will be given a vector of integers. Okay. You have to remove all occurrences of value from this vector nums in place. Okay. And they have given examples for you to understand this. For example, if this is the array given, which is basically a vector in C++ here, you have to remove value 3. It means you have to remove all copies of 3. So everything in the nums which is not 3 comes to the front part of the array. Okay, and those will be k number of values. So that's why the return value has to be k. So k basically denotes the number of values which are not equal to val in nums. Okay, and then the remaining part of the array, it does not matter what it contains. And they have also given this idea that they will use to test this. Okay, so first I'm going to code this, submit this, test this, and then in the second half of the video we understand the C++ solution that we have coded. Okay, the first thing that you have to do is sort this array. And since we have vectors, we can directly say std sort nums.begin and nums.end. Okay, pass the two iterators of nums within which you want to sort this array, which is basically entire nums, entire vector. Okay, and the idea of sorting is so that all the values which is equal to value come together. Okay, and we see this when we understand the solution of this in the second half. And we are able to sort this because the order of these values which are returned. Okay, so these are the values which are not equal to val in this array. The order of these values do not matter. Okay, so that's why sorting is comfortable for us. Okay, so when we sort, all copies of val come together. Whatever section of indices val is occupying, we just need to skip that, and we have to find a way to remove this section, move it to the end of the array. Okay, how do we do that? First, we find the index where copies of the val start. Okay, because we have sorted, all copies of this value val will be together. So I start with int I equal to 0. I go from left to right. I'll say while I less than nums.size. Okay, and I will iterate as long as I don't find the first copy of this value val. That is nums of I not equal to val. I keep moving my I forward. Okay, now there is a possibility that this loop terminates with this condition going false. That means I started from 0, it ran through the entire vector, entire array, and it was not able to find any value for which this condition is false. So if I equal to nums.size after this while loop, it means there is no copy of val in this nums array. In that case, we have to just return the entire array. So return I if I equals nums.size. Okay, so if I equal to nums.size, I return I which is equal to nums.size. It means there isn't a single copy of this value val in this nums array. Alright, and that is what we have to return. Okay, now when we come here, when the control comes here, after this if, it means I is not equal to nums.size and this condition was false. It means we found an index where val is. Okay, so the next part is to identify the section, the set of indices which contain all the copies of this value val. So I'll say find the indices containing the copies of val. So I start with j equal to I because I will stop at the first copy of val, and I will take j forward as long as j is valid and nums of j equal to val. Okay, because we have sorted this nums array, this vector, so all copies of val will be together. Okay, so they'll be occupying continuous indices. I keep moving j forward. Okay, so the set of indices that occupy all the copies of value val are going to be I to j minus 1. Okay, when this loop breaks, there are two possibilities: if this condition is false or if this condition is false. If this condition is false, that is if j equal to nums.size, okay, this means that we found a value I which is less than nums.size, so we found an index somewhere in the middle of the array, and then j equal to nums.size, so the set of indices occupying the copies of the value val Start from I, go till the end of the array. So in this particular case, when j equal to nums.size, all copies of the value val are at the end of the array, and that is what we want. So in that case, we simply return I. Okay, because in this case, I can say first I values are not equal to, none of those values are equal to val, and copies of val are from ith index till the end of the array. Okay, for this particular case, when I is less than nums.size and j becomes equal to nums.size. Then we come here where both I and j are less than nums.size. It means we have a section in the middle of the array. That section from I to j minus 1 contains all copies of val. Now we need to move this section to the end of the array. So what we do, we start copying values to ith location from j plus 1th location, and I will show you how this works in the example at the end of the video. Let me just write the code first. Okay, copy non val values which are not equal to val from jth index to ith index. Okay, so I'll say while j is less than nums.size. Okay, I will say nums of I equal to nums of j I plus plus j plus plus, and eventually you return I because these I number of values are not equal to val. Okay, this is your, oh, this has to be nums of j equal to val, apologies. So this is your code. Let me just test this. Okay, and submitting this now. Okay, so let me just quickly explain using this example 0 1 2 2 3042 3042. Okay, your val is 2. First step, we sort this. Okay, when you sort this, all zeros come together, so 0 and 0, all ones come together, all twos come together, 3 comes together, and 4 comes together, and this is a 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, size is 8. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, now we start with I equal to 0, so I starts here. Okay, we take I forward as long as the value at ith index is not equal to val, this loop. Okay, I has to be valid and nums of I not equal to val, so we keep moving I forward. I stops here. Okay, I stops at I equal to 3, where first copy of val, which is 2, here. So in this particular example, in this while loop, this condition became false at I equal to 3. Okay, if this condition was false, okay, and this condition was never false, that is there is no index I, okay, where value equal to val, that would be a case where we have something like say 1 4 8 9 9 10 11, okay, and val is 2. Okay, none of these indices has a value that is equal to 2, so I will run through the entire loop and I will become nums.size. In that case, you return I because all these values are not equal to val, and you have to return the number of values which are not equal to val. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, I will become the length of this array, which is nums.size, and that is what you return in this case. All right, in our case this condition is false because we found a value val at index equal to 3. All right, okay, then we find the section of indices which this value 2 occupies. So it occupies till here 3 4 5, so j will stop here. Okay, occupy sections I to j minus 1. So what you do is you start j equal to I. Okay, j starts here and you keep going forward as long as nums of j equal to val. So nums of j equal to 2, true, j comes here. Nums of j equal to 2, j comes here. Nums of j equal to 2, j stops here. J stops at j equal to 6. Okay, so copies are from I to j minus 1. Copies are from 3 to 5. 3, 4 and 5. Okay, Then we see if j became nums.size. In this case, nums.size is 8, j is not equal to that. What if that was the case, j became nums.size? That would be 0, 0, 1, 2. And this is 1, 2, 3, and is just 2's. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so j starts from here where I is and keeps going forward. Okay, keeps going forward and stops at j equal to size, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. J stops at 8. So if j stops at 8, all copies of the value val occupy the end of the array, which is what we want. So we return I, which is at 3. Return I if j became nums.size. Okay, so 3 values at the front of the array not equal to val. That's what we want. That's another case we cover. Then we come here, copy all the non-vals from jth index to ith index, which is this case. Okay, that is what we do is we have I here, j here. Okay, we say nums of I equal to nums of j, nums of I equal to nums of j, which is 3, comes here, and you move both forward. So I comes here and j comes here. Okay, then you say again till j is less than nums.size, nums of I equal to nums of j, so 4 comes here. Okay, and j becomes size. Loop breaks. Okay, when loop breaks, this array is basically 0, 0, 1, then came 3, then came 4, and then the remaining values 2, 3, 4. Your I is at 5. Okay, when you did j plus plus, I is at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I is here. Okay, I equal to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First 5 values are the values not equal to val, which is what you return. Alright, okay, and that is the solution to this problem. Okay, now if you want to take the case where we have only vals, okay, in this case I equal to 0, okay, I will be here. Okay, nums of I not equal to val will be false. Okay, so I stops at 0. I equal to nums.size will be false because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Size is 6. Okay, you start a j equal to I, j will run till nums.size. J starts at 0. It will run till nums.size because all these values are equal to val. So j will be equal to 6. So if j becomes nums.size, which is happening in this case, we return I, which is the number of values not equal to val, which is 0 in this case, which is also covered. Okay, all right, there is an alternate quick solution to this as well. Let me just comment this out. Okay, all you have to do is take another array, another vector, say in this case vector int temp. You copy all the values from nums which are not equal to val. So if I not equal to val, okay, temp dot pushback I. Okay, so basically you're copying all the values not equal to val from nums to temp. Temp starts as an empty vector. Okay, and then you set nums to temp and you return nums.size. Okay, testing this. Okay, submitting this. Okay, all right. Okay, in this case we are using this auxiliary vector, an extra vector. Okay, in our previous case we were not using any extra vector. Okay, so this is the solution to this problem and I hope this was helpful. If you have any doubt, there is a part you do not understand, please let me know in the comments. I always try to answer all your comments, and you can also let me know in the comments if there is a question you want me to solve or if there is a concept you want me to discuss. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.